Good evening, Deerfoot. This is Joshua Dykes recording from Swartz Creek, Michigan. I was asked to do a presentation about preparing for Romania, and so I'm hoping that in this presentation I'm able to answer some questions that many of you have regarding my work and the work going on in Romania, and hopefully I'm also able to provide a clear and concise plan regarding the future of the work. I appreciate all my supporters in Alabama, in the South, and especially at Deerfoot. I know that none of this work would be possible if it wasn't for you guys and your encouragement. I, was raised in the Deerfoot congregation, uh, surrounded by great individuals such as JJ, Richard, and many others. I'm, can't express my thankfulness enough for the congregation uh, in uh, in Pinson, Alabama. So if you bear with me over the next few minutes, I hope to answer some of your questions and concerns. So, what has happened in 2023 and, well, actually 2022 and 2023 so far? In the summer of 2022, I spent a month in Arad and Aradia. 2 weeks of that month, I was with my dad in Arad, and these two cities are located in western Romania. And so we spent a month there teaching English through the Bible through an organization called World English Institute. And in a couple of minutes, I will discuss a change of plans that's recently been had in regards to the work. The fall and winter of 2022, did some extensive language study and training, and also did a good bit of preparation for my 2023 trips. Also took a recruiting trip to Freed-Hardeman University in October, and was able to present another presentation at Missions Group, which is a group of college individuals that come together to talk about missions. And so I was able to talk about the work in Romania, what's going on there, what the future will look like, and was able to, try to spark some interest in individuals my age. And recently, just a few weeks ago, had a leadership seminar and a gospel meeting in Iași, Romania. And that trip went really well, and I look forward to talking about that in a few minutes. I do want to go back to what I said earlier, though, about the change of plans that was recently had. Last year, earlier on last year into 2021, my plan and intention was to move from America to Iași, Romania, on the eastern side near the border of Moldova. However, after this past summer trip to Romania, I have discussed with many individuals, such as the preacher in Aradia, Romania, and we figured it would be best for me to be in the west side of the country, at least for a few years, to build my confidence in the work in Romania, and to work with fellow ministers that are close by, since Iași, Romania is isolated from many of the congregations in Romania. And so the plan is in 2024 to move from America to Arad, near the border of Romania and Hungary. And so hopefully that answers some of your questions of what 2024 might look like, and where I'll be moving from America to start with. So now talking about what happened this spring in Iași. on March 22nd, flew with a few of fellow Americans to Yash. We promoted the gospel meeting and the seminar, passed out flyers, and then on the 26th through the 30th, we had a gospel meeting and a seminar. Now, the seminar was on leadership, and it was taught by 4 of us Americans who went, and it was translated by Romanian Christians. Now, the seminar was secular in nature and was meant to be a means for inviting people to attend our gospel meeting and to promote World English Institute. We wanted these individuals to be able to sign up with another Christian organization to learn English, and by learning English through the Bible, hopefully to become disciples of Christ. And so we did the leadership seminar. We felt that went really well. We had many non-Christians come and attend this leadership seminar, and we invited them to attend our gospel meeting, and we feel that the gospel meeting went really well. The gospel meeting was taught by the Romanians. 2 of our brethren from Oradea, the west side of Romania, had come to preach this meeting. Their names are Adinel and Bogdan. It was a father and son team. And so they preached the gospel meetings, and some Romanians translated the gospel meeting so us, Americans could understand it. And so we had lessons about stress that were taught to us during this gospel meeting. And we felt that was much needed, especially since people today really have a hard time dealing with stress and finding healthy ways to cope with it. And so it was good for Adinel and Bogdan to present to us lessons about dealing with stress. We had 4 non-Christians who attended the gospel meeting. That for us is a good number considering the state of the church in Yash. The fact that we had 4 non-Christians that came and were interested in hearing the gospel preached to them, gave us a bit of hope and confidence that a seed was planted on the hearts of the Romanians in Yash. And so this was a good trip. A lot of lessons learned, a lot of things that we can do better next time. But for this being the first time we had a seminar of this type in Yash, we felt that it went pretty well. What am I doing in 2023 this year to prepare for Romania? Well, in this June and July, I'll be taking a WEI trip, World English Institute trip, to Arad, Romania. On this trip, for 2 of the weeks, I'll be teaching English through WEI. But for the latter 2 weeks, I'll actually be traveling to various congregations throughout the country. And by doing this, I'm going to network with many of the preachers who currently live in and stay and work in Romania. By building connections with these guys and their families, it will help me to know who to work with. What do I need to do to be an effective evangelist while in Romania? So I'm going to be networking on this trip. I was also told that I might have an opportunity to go with a couple of the men from Cluj, which is a congregation in central Romania. I have a chance to go with a couple of members from there to go up into Ukraine and deliver supplies. Still waiting to figure out how exactly that's going to be done, but just to know what the state of the Ukrainian refugee work is, what goes on with that. How is the American money being used to help the Ukrainians? What else am I doing in 2023 to prepare for Romania? Well, I'm going to be continuing my Romanian lessons, and my goal by the end of the year is to be able to have a conversation in Romanian for 5 minutes. It doesn't seem like a long time, but considering that I'm not a native Romanian and I don't currently live there and I won't be living there until 2024, feel like this is a good goal for this year. Be able to have a conversation for 5 minutes without the help of a translator or the aid of a dictionary. Think that this is a good goal to work towards. Also be raising support for the Romania Work Fund that's overseen by you, Deerfoot Church of Christ. And I will be using the end of November through March to be in the South to visit congregations. When I say November through March, I mean the beginning of March. The beginning of March, I plan on moving to Romania. But I will be in the South from the end of November up till the time that I leave. And I will be visiting various congregations all over the state of Alabama and all over the South so that adequate funds are in the Romanian Work Fund. And the last thing I'll be doing in 2023, this is by no means an exhaustive list. I do a lot more here for the church and Swartz Creek and other things behind the scenes for the work in Romania. But one of my main things is to explore options for a visa. By the beginning of February 2024, I'd like to have all the answers that I need in regarding to the visa that I need. I would prefer to have one of 3 kinds of visas, a work visa, a religious worker visa, or a business visa. And so these are the 3 kind of visas I'm going to be exploring most of all. And hopefully on this trip this summer to Arad, I can get in touch with some immigration officials and they can help me find out what visa would be best for me. Now, moving on, we want to now talk about challenges for the work and how to face them, or how I face them. First challenge is access. How does one gain access to people in Romania so the gospel can be planted in them? Keeping in mind, of course, that it is the 21st century, and the ways of the 21st century are different than that of the 20th century. So how does one gain access to people? Well, Facebook and social media ads is certainly one way, and a way that we found very effective on this last trip to Yash. We spent $100 to put out a Facebook ad. It was very effective, reached over 16,000 people. It means that 16,000 people saw the ad on their phone. And we also had several hundred people, I believe over 360 people, respond to the ad as either interested or going. Now, that number that actually went was a lot less, but the fact that we put, there was so much reach for this ad, and we got, so few individuals, shows that social media is very effective, and that it reaches a lot of people, even though maybe only a few will respond to it. So Facebook and social media ads was definitely an effective way to gain access to people. Just having a seminar that could help one's career or education was certainly something that was effective in gaining access. People want to know how something will benefit them right then and there. How can I use this for my career? How can I use this for my higher education? And the fact that we had a leadership seminar and provided a certificate of completion was definitely a way that helped people and met their needs then. There were some lessons that were learned from this. One thing is that a paper certificate, might look good on a resume, but typically you want to have some kind of accreditation or backing behind it from a higher institution. So we're hoping in the future, if we have a seminar, that we can have some kind of credit that goes behind it. Maybe there's some kind of government council or something that says, this could, give you some kind of community service credit. I don't know, but something that backs this certificate would definitely be nice. Another way to gain access to individuals is to have friends in the right places. If you have friends that are well connected, if you have individuals that maybe own their own business, that can be very helpful in gaining access to people. Maybe the people that own a small business would allow you to put flyers up in their business or put it on a bulletin board or something. It's a way to gain access that, maybe not a lot of people think about, but it is definitely helpful. Another challenge that I want to talk about, and this will be the last challenge that I talk about in this presentation, is revision of plans. That is often a challenge that many missionaries face. How does one deal with shifting plans, ideas, goals, others' expectations, personal expectations, schedules, reservations? How does one deal with this? Well, first of all, one needs to consult God. One needs to remember that God is the best counselor. You go to him in prayer, offer some kind of comfort to you. But hopefully, through his guidance, you'll find all the answers that you need. In this last trip to Yash, we had to deal with this quite a bit. We had a reservation that shifted, or actually didn't really set with the hotel. We had reserved a conference room, but apparently that reservation didn't stick. Well, what did we have to do? We had to look elsewhere. And one of the biggest things we had to do while we were looking elsewhere was pray about it. Consult God, hope that, he will open the right doors so that our needs could be met. The next thing that we need to do in order to handle a revision of plans is learn to be fluid. This is something that's very common. Plans are always going to shift. Nothing is set in stone on this planet. So we got to learn to be fluid. We got to learn to go with the flow. And the last thing that we can do is ask the right people to help. Not everybody is going to have the answers, but if you know the right people, and especially if you're friends with, a Romanian, Romanian is going to know more about handling Romanian problems than an American would. And so by asking the right people to help us, we were able to find a solution much quicker. Now I'm going to end this presentation by talking about the calendar for 2024. What does the timing for 2024 look like? Well, as I've mentioned previously, at the end of November 2023, I'll be saying my goodbyes to the overseeing congregation here in Michigan. Again, this is not a goodbye that is everlasting or eternal, so to speak. This is just a temporary goodbye. I'll be making regular visits to Michigan since they are my overseeing congregation. At the end of November, I'll move from there back to Alabama, and I'll be staying in the South through February. So from November 2023 through the end of February 2024, I'll be raising support for the Romania Work Fund. And the goal is to have over $20,000 sitting in the Work Fund account that's overseen by Deerfoot. And so that will supply all my needs, all my Work Fund needs, hopefully, for 2024 and maybe even going into 2025. By February 2024, I want to have a visa for Romania, exactly what that is, and I want to know exactly what it is, what it's going to get me, and how long the visa is going to last. And February 2024 is also when I'm going to be saying goodbye to all my friends and family. in America, and around March 2024 is when, I say around March 1st, 2024, because, the exact day is not set in stone, but the beginning of March, depart for Romania to begin the long-term work. So that's kind of what the calendar looks like for 2024. I have this all on Google Docs, and I have different reports and calendars in place for the next year and a half. If you're interested in having a paper copy or a PDF copy, feel free to contact me. My email is gospeltraveler1@gmail.com, or you can send me a message. My phone number is 205-937-1021. And so if this is of interest to you, you'd like to get in contact with me personally, feel free to email me or send me a text message. Again, I'm thankful for all of you at Deerfoot and all the support that you give to me, both emotional and financial. And I wish blessings upon all of you. Thank you.